Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of RuneNews. I'm your host, Ryan. It's bloody good to have you here, and this is the second last episode of RuneNews before we commit to the biggest Oldschool Runescape subathon in YouTube streaming history. And here are the details. It starts next week, Friday, the 6th of October, right here on this YouTube channel. It might only last 2 days in which we just continue business as usual like nothing happened, or it could last 20 days in which you're probably guaranteed to see me break, crumble, and hate every single fiber of my being. Everybody is welcome, so make sure you come by and say hi. Let me know how much you dislike my content or how much of an idiot you think I am, and make sure you bring a friend too, so that way when they subscribe, they add 30 seconds to the clock so I can suffer that a little bit longer. Moving on to the actual RuneScape news now for this week. Jagex hasn't even given us Desert Treasure 2 combat achievements yet. It's been months now, right? When did Desert Treasure 2 come out? We've had another quest since then. So my question for you guys to answer this week down below in the comment section is, what do you think the holdup is? Do you reckon Jagex forgot? Do you reckon they're letting it cook? Why hasn't Jagex given us Desert Treasure 2 boss combat achievements yet? My name is Ryan. As always, I appreciate you guys being here, and you're watching RuneNews. This week, the Oldschool team has given us the Scar Essence Mine and more. This is a surprise, honestly, this update, but a welcome one nonetheless, considering I'm a big fan of the Scar Essence Mine. If you don't know what this is, there is a video on my channel a couple of weeks back talking about what this content is for the game, but it is essentially for Ironman. You know how you have sand mining for your crafting? This is the same thing, but for Runecrafting. It's not as instantaneous as hopping worlds and buying runes from shops, but it is, in the long run, a lot cheaper, a lot more AFK, and a lot more beneficial for you as a player, but it is fucking expensive for a fat amount of runes. Basically, you need to have 66 mining, a pickaxe, and you got to start Desert Treasure 2. You don't have to kill any bosses, you just need the prerequisites for Desert Treasure 2, start the quest, go straight to the Scar, start mining, you stick things in a hole and then it shits it out on the other side, and you're good to go. So I'll basically do this on stream at some point to show you guys a more in-depth look on how it works. But basically, you go to you mine the essence, you stick it in the extractor. You either get pure essence, which you do this if you're a moron, or you choose your type. You pay the GP. So the type, you have 4 different types for like elemental. Then you got like blood, death, chaos, soul, or some shit. I don't know how they're categorized. You'll know how. Look at the wiki. Pay the GP, get the extract. Then when you take the extract to the altar to make your runes, you will get 60 additional runes per essence and extract that you craft. So one essence will take one extract and will give you an additional 60 runes, plus then you obviously have your kit, what's the remnants of the eye outfit that'll multiply it on top of that. And if you're doing blood runes, then you'll also take the blood essence into effect, and you can shit runes out of the altar and into the game. It's beautiful. Then you shit them back out of the game with your Sang and Scythe, obviously. But this is a great way for people to upkeep their runes, and this is unfortunately really all they're kind of giving us this week for the update, because we have other changes with Pole 80 updates. So opening the skill guide no longer pauses actions, but you can disable that if you want to manipulate the bridge next to Charlotte Village or whatever, which is fine, which they give a screenshot of here. So I think it's it might already be enabled. I'm not sure. Like Baba Yaga's camera effect isn't in the game anymore, which is fucking annoying. Thank you for getting rid of that. Other improvements, to be honest, no one gives a fuck about this. Moving on. Leagues 4 home teleport. Check it out. What do you think? Here you go. Watch it. Bit of fire, and he shoots off like Superman. I thought they had like an illustration of someone like doing the old jizz and jet and just yeeting it off the screen. But I'm still a big fan of that. I like that home teleport. I'll probably vote for it. But yeah, we'll see what else they bring into the game. When the poll comes out, you'll be sure to hear from me about it. Moving forward, we've got shooting stars. You guys are worried about them nerfing shooting stars. Don't worry. Stop. They're not going to nerf shooting stars because that would be fucking ridiculous. Instead, they're looking to give us dedicated shooting star worlds because there is some serious server lag, which I didn't believe was real. Not to the extent that it is anyway. So this is interesting for me to see. Although I did actually experience it last night for the first time. I will not admit defeat, however, because that is a sign of weakness. I'll just pretend it didn't happen and move on. So what is Jagex doing about it? They're looking at giving us designated star worlds. So they plan to have identical stars of the same tier and location fall at the same time across every designated world, thereby encouraging players to spread between them. So that way, what they're looking to do is just have, designated star worlds and then have stars fall from the fucking sky anyway. Basically, hopefully, the idea of this is to reduce lag across other servers so people can still PVM and not be interrupted by bots and, I guess, the star miners in general, communists, if you will. However, there is a survey which we'll probably go through on stream tomorrow for me. If you do want to come by and see my thoughts on this, feel free to check it out. Otherwise, go fill out the survey and make sure that they do have a section that's like, oh, can we improve mining another way? Tell them that we would like to have Zolcano give like 60k mining XP an hour, because I think that is a good idea for mining. No, and PvP worlds. Oz PvP is back on the menu for LMS. Let's fucking go. Bounty Hunter is dead content. No one gives a shit. And the PvP arena using Zerka loadouts in ranked. Well, it's already using Zerka, so that should change now, I think, to pure. But anyways, that's the Oldschool Runescape update this week. My name is Ryan. Excuse me. Let's talk about RuneScape 3. Hi there. Welcome to the RuneScape 3 update this week for RuneNews. This week, I didn't actually read the blog for this week's update for RuneScape 3. Main reason I didn't is because I don't play the game. And why don't I play RuneScape 3? It's because RuneScape 3 is fucking dog shit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grand Exchange segment for RuneNews. I'm your host, Wade Green. And once again, every fucking week, the mole slippers at 925.3k. If you're on RuneLite right now, type in exclamation price, space, mole, space, slippers. I guarantee you, it's going to be at least double, maybe even triple that price. Over the week, it's going to keep climbing. We're looking at a projection of 30 mil for one pair of mole slippers. By the end of next year, they'll be worth more than primordials. Mark my fucking words, or unsubscribe this time next year. Now, why are they going up in price? It's simple. Not only are they best in slot, they're also really good for, I guess, free-to-players now to get their bonds. But the simple answer is, I'm up here, you guys are here, currently investing, and you got to get your friends to invest. All right, these are your friends, your little bum chums, all right, your buddies with a bit of spare money that haven't bought in yet. They buy mole slippers, okay? They'll be shifted up here as they get their friends to buy. The mole slippers go up in value, all right? 1 mil might sound like a lot. 2 mil might sound like a lot. 30 mil sounds like more. Hold on to your mole slippers. Do not sell them. They're worth more than your life. My name is Wade Green. This is not a Ponzi scheme. Ironically, we have another pyramid scheme here, the Scalably Dragonhide. However, this is the pyramid of shit, worth 500 GP. These used to be worth 5k. Even at their peak this week, it's what, 900 GP? Absolute dog shit. Has introducing these to the game ruined the price of Scalably Dragonhide and Blue Dragon scales? Absolutely. Does it matter? Fuck no. Who cares? Don't buy them. Don't sell them. Make the potions. Get the XP. Move on with your life. Do not invest in this shit. And now we have to talk about the third age axe in Oldschool Runescape, which some people are referring to as the stairway to heaven. Because look at that price hike. 1.3 bill down the bottom here. 1.8 bill and rising. This is a Ponzi scheme that has been implemented by rats, merch clanners. Be very careful trading the third age axe or any third age item on the open market, because it's likely if you're buying it, you're getting scammed. And if you're selling it, you're scamming someone else. Fuck you. Anyways, that's the GE update this week for RuneNews. My name is Wade Green, invested mole slippers. I'm a big boy. Our first Ironman moment this week goes to Jad Chad, who got an altar vestige. I don't know if he's an Ironman, but I do know that he can't take a screenshot to save his life, because look at the size of this fucker. He's a dickhead. Speaking of dickheads, you've got a Zuck helmet here. Shafley pulling the Hydra pet, which means he's now finished a Hydra log, I believe. But don't let that distract you from the fact that he has paid for services to get a Zuck helmet. But still, good job, Shafley. Jizzy on green log and the Hydra. And finally, one of the OGs in the community, NateMate420, Cometime420, pulled the Venenatus pet, and you might also notice that he's holding a crossbow there. That's right, the Group Iron Boys, the #1 ranked 5-man prestige team in Oldschool Runescape. We just got our crossbow finally, and he went to go get the fangs from Venenatus to upgrade it, and instead he pulled this little boy here. That's his second wildy pet. What a unit. Shout out to Nate, shout out to the GIM team, shout out to also Cox Takers, who is the, we're on our way to page 1 hardcore Group Iron team as well. Shout out to Tau RS, Feb, and Yeah Big Sexy. The boys are absolutely killing it while I'm pretty much their fishing bot. And that, ladies and gentlemen, this week is it for Oldschool RuneScape and RuneNews. My name is Ryan. Don't look up that name though from WA, because he's actually a pedophile. And I'll see you guys next week for the last episode before the subathon. Don't forget the subathon. Come by and make me suffer. Have a good night. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.